Welcome back to another Strive show.
Ooh,
A show.
Yeah.
That's right. It is Stress Show. Our show.
Jeff, what
actually.
episode are we on?
Season 4, episode 8.
Boom.
I was at Pete.
Perfect, dude. Perfect.
Thank
Season
you.
4, episode 8. Here we go.
You got it, Mr. Pete, sir.
How about we introduce ourselves?
Okay, no party, homie he.
Homie he. Okay. Great. Jeff?
I'm Jeff.
All right. Suze?
Oh yes, Susie Clear in the house. And I am the top priority supervisor producer.
Whoa.
The title just gets longer and longer every week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. How about our sound and video engineer?
I am Ryan, the sound and video engineer.
All right. Alex?
Hi, I'm Alex.
All right. Whit?
Whitney.
And I'm Pete. Welcome back. Another jam-packed episode of the STRIVECast. Who are we talking to today?
Kristen.
Right. Where's she from?
She is from the food bank.
That's right. The president of Good Shepherd Food Bank. So that's an exciting and well-timed guest for Thanksgiving week. So what do you think? Should we just get right onto it?
Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah.
should.
All right. Then Jeff, you want to take us to break?
We'll be right back.
Welcome to the STRIVECast. Can you tell us about food, Shepherd Food Bank?
Sure, and thank you guys for inviting me. I'm honored to be here and to share some time with you. So my name is Kristen Miale. I'm president of Good Shepherd Food Bank, and Good Shepherd Food Bank serves as a hub of a network of over 600 partners around the state who are on the front lines in their communities distributing food to people experiencing hunger. So our partners include food pantries, schools, healthcare organizations, senior programs, all sorts of community-based programs who are distributing food directly to people in their community. Our job is to get those programs the food they need to do their work. So we are essentially like their grocery store. So we get large donations of food, mostly Hannaford and Walmart are our biggest food donors. We also purchase some food and we get some food from the government. And then we make that food available for our partners. And we operate, we're just like a big warehouse and distribution business. So we have 9 trucks. You may see our trucks driving around on the Maine Turnpike. We're on the road every day delivering food, and we cover the entire state. Last year, through our community of partners, we distributed 32 million meals, and we estimate we serve about 170,000 Mainers.
Wow. 32 million meals. That's fun. All right, Jeff, you're up next.
What is your average day for you?
Well, it looks a lot different now than it did 18 months ago, I'll tell you that. My job before COVID is I was out in the community probably 3/4 of my time. So I was out meeting with elected officials to talk about policy things that were happening and to educate our officials on the impact of certain policies on people experiencing hunger, meeting with donors. The food bank is funded almost entirely through private philanthropy. So individuals and companies giving money is what allows us to do our work. So meeting with donors to educate them about the work we're doing and encourage them to continue to support us. as well as just really representing the food bank in a lot of community conversations. We work, as you heard, with just a lot of partners. So just being at those partner meetings. So I'm still having all those meetings. It's just now, instead of being in person and on the road, I'm doing them here in my office most days. I really miss being with people face to face. It's really what I love most about this work. And then I also have a lot of internal meetings as well. So what I love best about this job is how it's just so varied. So the fact that I'm, some meetings I'm talking about, we're learning how are we going to source halal meat to a greater population of Muslim families that we're working with, to to talking with elected officials about the issues of income inequality. So it runs the gamut every day. But it's as my kids say, all I do is I sit and talk on the computer and do email all day, according to them.
We know the feeling. Noel, back to you.
Okay. What is your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of the job is I am continually inspired by just the incredible generosity and compassion that I see in our staff and in our partners every day, especially through COVID. Just so many stories of people just going above and beyond to help their neighbors. And it's just so inspiring. It gives me hope for the world, that as many problems as we have, there are so many kind and caring people who are out there to help. I'll give you one example. Our work itself is obviously in the work that our partners do is so inspiring, but it's all these little things that people do. And one example is we frequently get a lot of food donations from Walmart, but as you know, Walmart also gives out a lot of they have a big floral department, which is also, those go bad quickly like food. So oftentimes when they give us fresh produce, they also give us these boxes of flowers. And so we definitely have our partners. We said, please take the flowers too and give them out to people who would appreciate them. But we always have a ton left over. And so lots of our staff go home with flowers. But we have one staff member who drives by 2 senior living facilities, low-income senior living facilities, on his way home. And he always brings all the leftover flowers and will stop to drop them off at the senior facilities, which is it's just such a simple thing, but it's so incredibly kind. And it's just, again, from just the people's capacity for kindness and being able to see that on a regular basis. That is my favorite part of this job.
Absolutely. Speaking of kindness, Jeff, you're up.
What is the hardest part of your job?
I would definitely say the hardest part of my job is, in many community conversations that I'm part of, is hearing how people talk about people who are experiencing hunger and poverty, and talk about it as if it's some kind of personal failure on people's parts. We have such an incorrect public narrative that where we all are is 100% because of our own choices and our own skills. And of course, certainly choice plays a role, but more so where we started from, the situation we were born into, the pathways that are open for us or closed for us in so many cases, play such a bigger role in why people end up experiencing hunger. And it's so frustrating to have to constantly be battling that perception that somehow it's because people, are bad and that's why they're poor, as opposed to, no, they have horrible circumstances that they were born into or having to experience, and they haven't been given the opportunities that so many of us have had. And so to me, that's always the hardest part of the job, because it's frustrating. It makes me mad. And it's just wrong. And it's upsetting that story also is just constantly feeling like it's always being affirmed in so much of our social media and the news. And it's just wrong.
That's a great, well put, I guess is the best way to say it. So. Noel?
What is something good Shepherd's Food Bank is looking forward to?
Well, so we're in the middle of a 10-year strategic plan that we started back in 2015. And the way we do our planning is we do long range planning, like we did a 10-year plan 7 years ago. And then every 3 years, we kind of look at the plan again and say, well, what's changed? And we give ourselves an opportunity to update the plan. And I'm really glad that we're hitting that point this year because a lot has changed in the past 18 months. So much of our work, of just how we do our work, has changed, and because of the pandemic. But I think honestly, what's changed the most in our work is how much the pandemic has really opened our eyes up to how even within our work, how many inequities were existing and who had better access to food, and really seeing that that many populations, especially communities of color, households led by single women with kids, really were not only impacted by hunger in a much bigger way, but their ability to even access our food was greatly it was a lot harder. And it's because we weren't centering how we did things from their perspective, and we weren't getting their voices to inform how we could better meet their needs. And so that was really eye-opening for us, and we've made a lot of changes in bringing more people with lived experience and people of color into our community. And now we're going to be updating our strategic plan, and we're working with equity consultants to really update the plan completely with it being centered in equity and centering the voices of people who are currently experiencing hunger, and not just doing focus groups and us learning and then us going and then writing the plan, but really including them in designing the plan, and designing some new solutions. So I'm super excited about that. It's going to be really different from any plan we've ever written before. The process is going to be completely different. I really love to keep learning new things, so I'm excited. And I think it's gonna make our work so much more impactful. And really even get to, as we talk about, not just meeting the needs for hunger relief today, but starting to look at these systemic root cause issues of why hunger exists to begin with.
Great. Jeffrey, you're up.
What is one thing you wish everyone know about gold?
Well, first of all, that we're not a food pantry. Everyone thinks we're a food pantry. And so a food pantry are your community-based organizations who are directly distributing out food to neighbors. We are kind of the logistics business behind the food pantries. And so that's my quick answer, but my longer answer is that that it's so much more than just getting food out the door. It is so much more than just solving food waste and getting food that otherwise wouldn't be used to people in need. Our work really is really figuring out how do we start to dismantle these systems and policies and structures that create an environment where in the wealthiest country in the world, we have people who don't have food. And so that's really central to what it is we're looking to do. And so we look at our work across kind of a continuum that we call from nourishing to empowering, and really starting to look at how we can work on not just providing food today, but helping to lift people up and help them increase their sense of personal agency and connection to the community, and really work on getting to a place where food pantries don't even need to exist. So as we say, our primary job is to put ourselves out of business.
And I think the timing is good for us to have this conversation Thanksgiving week, when people sometimes take having the meal for granted, and often also people might be a little bit more inclined to donate this time of year, but just the need is there year round. And I'm still stuck by the 30 million plus number. So thanks for all you do.
Absolutely.
On a much lighter note, guys, now it's time for the
lightning round.
All right, General.
I'm nervous.
This is a little less scripted. So, all right, Noel, go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. How about a book or a magazine?
My favorite book or magazine?
Do
Yeah.
you prefer a book or a magazine?
Oh, do I prefer a book or a magazine? Oh, book, definitely. Books.
Okay. Susie?
Mashed potatoes or stuffing.
Ooh, mashed potatoes or stuffing.
Ooh, stuffing.
That's my favorite.
Is that the right answer?
Yep.
Noel?
Okay. A couch or a table?
Table, because that means there's likely food.
There you go.
Mhm.
There's food. I like to eat it.
All right, Susie, do you have another one?
Yes, I
All
do.
right, let's hear it.
Apple pie or pumpkin pie.
Ooh.
Pumpkin.
All right. I think Jeff is unfrozen now. Jeff, do you have one?
A big turkey or stuffing.
Ooh. I'm sticking with stuffing.
All right.
I think that needs to be center of the plate.
And Ryan traditionally asks our last lightning round question. Ryan, do you want to do the honors?
Tell us your best joke.
Oh, goodness.
And they can help you if you need one.
I know. I don't know if I have one. I'm not a good joke teller. All right, I'll tell you this was the funniest. It's kind of a joke. So it was, it's one of my funniest Thanksgiving memories. So I have two sons, and when my oldest son was like 5 years old, we were at my sister's house for Thanksgiving, and my brother-in-law was cutting the turkey, and he pulled out, the little stopper that are in turkeys to tell you when it's done. He
Yeah.
pulled it out, and my son said, "What's that?" And my brother-in-law said, "That's the bullet that killed the turkey." My son thought that was the greatest thing in the world, and he took it and he saved it, and he just thought it was the best. And I said, "That's why little boys are just a little weird."
Another joke, Christine.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you very much. We know you're busy, so we appreciate you spending some time with us, especially this busy week. So thanks very much.
Thank you for having me. It was wonderful meeting you all. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
You too.
Thank you. You too.
You too.
Jeff, you want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
STRIVECast is brought to you by
Ames Lumber Company.
That's right, Hammond Lumber Company. Thanks so much for Hammond Lumber Company being one of our great sponsors. Back this year, it's exciting, is our 3 points for Strive with the Maine Celtics. So every time the Maine Celtics hit a three-pointer at one of their home games, Hammond Lumber makes a donation right back to Strive. So we hope the Maine Celtics are out there jacking up threes, and that's a great partnership for years to come. So special thanks to Hammond, who's been involved in that from the very beginning with us. And if you'd like to be more involved, you can make a pledge for each three-pointer the Maine Celtics hit this year. Find out more on our website or on the Maine Celtics website. Thanks, Hammond Lumber.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh.
All right, Jeff, you want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
Susie cute. Susie cute. Everyone, Susie cute. Turkey theme. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Turkey theme, Susie's Cues. Here we go.
Oh, wait. Do we want to do a score update?
Yes.
Of course, Pete says.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Because,
I know he's in first place. I know that.
yeah, so there are no ties anymore. So in sixth place, we have Susie with 12 points. In fifth place, we have Jeff with 14 points.
So,
In fourth place, we have Noel with 17 points.
working this weekend all?
Third place, we have Ryan with 20 points. Second place, Alex with 21 points. And in first place, Pete with a whopping 27 points because he got the last question last week spot on.
Thank you, Whit.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Whitney.
Best.
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you.
All right, Susie, do you want to get into the first question?
Of course, girl. I'm all over it. Turkeys has been around for about 10 million years. Is that true or false?
So turkeys have been around for about 10 million years. And Susie, we'll kick it off with you.
True.
True. Alex?
I'll go with true.
True. Noel?
I will go with true.
True. Jeff?
Whitney, I'm gonna say true.
Ryan?
True.
And Pete?
Ooh, 10 million years. That sounds like a lot. And everybody's in it true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go false.
Well,
Thank
Pete, hate to
you.
break it to you, but the answer is true. You should have gone with the group. And that's just a fact. I have nothing left to say about that.
I'm gonna give people a
Okay.
chance to catch up.
Okay.
I love you, Pete.
Thanks, bro.
You're welcome, bro.
Wild turkeys
Whitney Wild's turkeys.
loves to eat frogs and lizards.
Ooh.
True or false? Wild turkeys love to eat frogs and lizards. And we will start with Noel.
I'll go with false.
Oh. And Jeff?
Whitney, I would say true all the way.
True. Ryan?
False.
False. And Pete?
I'm going false again.
False. And Susie?
Frogs.
And Alex?
True.
True. Well, guys, I hate to break it to you because the group went with false, but the answer is true.
Ooh.
Points for Alex and Jeff.
Way to go.
Turkeys also love to eat seeds and insects.
I got that true. Yay!
That's what I was thinking of, seeds. I was wrong.
He's very 200 years ago when turkeys were taken to market. They were wearing the boots for munching.
True or false? 200 years ago, when turkeys were taken to market, they wore little boots for marching. And Alex, we'll start with you.
That sounds false to me.
False. Susie?
I can't resist.
What do you think it is, true or false?
True.
True. Pete?
I'll go true. I'm going with the boots.
Hey, Ryan?
True.
I will go with true.
Oh, okay. Noel goes with true. And Jeff?
Whitney, I'll go with true.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Alex, but in England, little bird-sized booties were made to the market.
I need to see a picture of this to believe it's true.
So,
Hey, I didn't see a picture of a turkey 10 years ago. So
the next question is our last one, but it is true or false. It's not
oh,
estimation today.
Thank you.
Oh, how many points for this one?
it's true or
I think
false.
just one, since it's true. or
Oh,
false.
okay.
Okay. Wild turkeys are sleep in trees. Is that true?
So true or false? Wild turkeys sleep in trees.
Oh,
We will start with Pete.
I'm going to go with after they have their big dinner of frogs and snakes and lizards and stuff. I'm going to go, they sleep in a tree. True.
Okay. Ryan?
True.
Jeff?
Whitney, I'm going with true.
True. And Noel?
true.
True. Alex?
I'll stick with true.
And Susie?
I'm going with true.
All right. Well, good news. You all guessed correctly. The answer is true. Unlike their domesticated cousins, wild turkeys can fly 55 miles per hour and
Oh.
sleep in trees where they are safe from predators.
Boom.
Everybody gets a point.
Sweet.
Let me do some math here. And
You want to sing us out, Suze?
Sing us out.
Of course. And I did a bird dance too.
Okay, wow. Extra dose, extra helping, if you will, on this Thanksgiving episode of the dance moves.
Okay. I'll put this up. There
Okay,
we go.
here we go. If you're watching on our video version,
Turkey is the best turkey. We eat it on Thanksgiving Day.
Whoa. oh, there's the turkey move. All right. I thought for a minute she was doing the dozing off on a long vacation, but I was wrong.
No.
all right. Well, I have a score update, and our placements have not changed today.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So in sixth place, Susie with 15 points.
Yes.
Fifth place is Jeff with 18 points.
Yes.
Fourth place is Noel with 20 points. Third place is Ryan with 23 points. Second place is Alex with 24 points. And in first place is Pete with 29 points.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
There you go. All right. Good job as always, Susie. Jeff, would you like to take us to break?
Yes, Pete, I'll take us to break. We'll be right back.
We're back.
You tell us what this is first. No.
Yeah, hold on, Noel. Whoa, whoa. For you, those of you that are just listening to our audio version, we had started the segment a little bit early, and this is, if you remember, every other week. 1 week we do Planet Poetry with Noel, and then next week we learn a new dance move. And Noel is really into the dance move this week, starting almost without it. And I think either Susie or Jeff or both are going to do a little play-by-play.
I will do that for
Okay,
Noel,
then Noel,
this time.
would you like to say anything before you kick off your segment?
Oh, way to go, Noah Joe. Come to the time. Yeah.
Okay, way to go, Noel Joe. And now it's time for the dance move. Susie, go ahead and do the play-by-play.
Well, Noah is waving his arms and he's pulling down his arms, running around and swinging his arms and up and down with his arms. He's in a bird dance.
There was a little raise the roof in there.
He is doing nothing in this, of this, and and he is paying
Oh,
to
glasses
get
coming
all
off.
his classes,
It's business.
Ow.
This is
his
small.
biz, and he is dancing with someone in that room, or his arms again.
The end.
The end. Okay.
end.
All right. What do you call that?
There was driving in the car and dozing off when you're on a long vacation.
Hopefully two different things, but driving in the car and then dozing off when you're on a long vacation.
Yeah.
Okay. Next time you're on the dance floor, bust out the dozing like you're on a long vacation.
Those moves there, Noel.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I know that.
Okay. Jeff, want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
We're
Thank you,
back.
Susie.
Now it's time for the big question with Jeff.
The big question is, what is the biggest hippo?
The biggest hippo. Alex looks like she knows the answer to this. So
Biggest hippo.
Oh.
you have an answer to this. So you might be the winner of this.
I don't know if I have an answer. My guess is it is a male hippo. That's what I'm going to go with.
Answer. Good answer.
I'm going that answer with Alex on that one.
It's the same question that goes over to Pete.
I'm gonna go with the African desert hippo.
And the same question for Whitney.
I'm gonna piggyback on Alex, but say an adult male hippo.
And the same question for Ryan.
I don't know the biggest hippo.
I'm his best roommate.
All right. Would you like me to give you an answer here?
Oh, I got left out, Peter.
Oh,
Me
sorry.
too, Pete.
You already answered.
No, I'm the only one, Susie. I got left out. And plus, I'm his best roommate, too.
Well, what's your answer?
I always think I would agree with you and Alex.
I'm going with Wit on this one too, because she is the smartest person I know.
Right, Susie.
Alex got it right.
What would the answer be?
An adult hippo can be anywhere from 9.5 to 14 feet long and weigh from 5,000 to 8,000 pounds. The
Holy
heaviest
smokes.
known hippopotamus was approximately 9,900 pounds.
Wow.
The male hippo continues to grow throughout its life. They spend most of their time in rivers, lakes, and swamps trying to stay cool. The name hippopotamus itself aptly means river horse. These animals, after staying in water most of the day, will emerge at dusk to graze for several hours. It is not uncommon for a full-grown hippo to eat up to 150 pounds of grass in a 5 to 6 hour span.
Wow.
Also says African desert hippo is the largest.
Does it? But does it really?
Yes. So, there we go. That's all I know about hippos, Jeff.
Okay,
Good
Pete.
question.
Got anything else?
No, I think that's
All
it.
right. Then why don't you take us a break, knowing a little more about hippos?
Okay. Okay, Pete. We'll be right back.
STRIVECast is brought to you by.
Listeners like you.
I
Janet,
caught myself.
Listeners like who, Susie?
Janet.
Janet
Yeah,
who?
Janet Taylor.
Janet
my
Taylor.
stepmom.
Woo! All right. Thanks for listening, Janet. You're our listener of the week. And if you want to be our listener of the week, you can just let us know that you're listening somehow, some way. Like one of our posts, give us a review, send us a telegram, just let us know that you're listening out there, and you could be mentioned right here as listener of the week. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Janet Taylor.
Jeff, want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete, I will. We'll be right back.
Here we go for another wrap it up show.
Wrap up the show. How
Nice
do we wrap it up?
cheeseburger wrap.
Cheeseburger wrap. I could go for that right now.
You can get that from Joe's.
Cheeseburger wrap. Cheeseburger wrap. Cheeseburger wrap. Cheeseburger wrap.
All right.
Cheeseburger wrap.
Whap, Alex up, whap, Alex up.
All right. We're out of control here. So I think it is time to wrap it up. Anything else we want to mention? Ryan, want to tell them about our hiring?
Yes, Strive is still hiring. And still with the $500 sign-on bonus. You can go to pslstrive.org/employment to check out our employment opportunities we have available.
Perfect. Awesome. Good job, Ryan. Good plug there.
Good
All
plug
right.
there, Mr. Ryan. Wow.
Anything else we want to talk about today?
We'll share the love from
Yeah.
Peter Subaru.
Yeah, it's on right now. Share the Love is running and goes all the way through to January 3rd of 2022. If you or someone you know purchases a vehicle from Patriot Subaru during the time, you choose Strive, of course, as your hometown charity, we get $300 back from that. So please
Per vehicle
do that.
sold or leased.
That's right. Perfect. All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Then I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving out there, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.